Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, a weekly podcast and YouTube channel discussing everything Wrexham from the point of view of long-term fans and brand new fans like my wife. So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome back to episode 43 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. We are still here.
We're still here.
We
thought it was really important this week. What we're going to do, we're going to have a slight break from the norm, and we're going to do a season review for the 22-23 season. We're going to not analyse every single game, but try and do a little bit of a rundown. Catch anybody who's new to the club up as to where we're at the moment. This week, first and foremost, just a couple of things to touch on. We had the parade.
We did.
Fun.
It was amazing.
The one downside of it is we had to wait for so long to see them. I think
it was worth it though.
It was definitely worth it.
Definitely.
First time we've won a league since 1977-78 season, so it was very important. It was really fun to see the players on the bus. It was amazing. We really enjoyed it. Just wish it wouldn't have taken so long.
And we were talking to BBC while we were there as well.
Yeah, so we were on BBC News.
We were.
We had a little chat with them. Prior to the parade, we were on the BBC News channel.
And LBC News as well on radio.
LBC News as well. So just to mention them, as always, all of them interviews that we've done, they're on our YouTube channel, so if you want to watch them, head over to them.
And don't forget to like and subscribe!
Yes, 100%, because we're doing really well on that at the moment. So, just to touch, the Wrexham AFC Youth won the National League Youth Alliance Division H League. Good luck fitting that on a trophy. That's our fourth league title as a club.
I
know. With that one, the men, the women and the women's under 19s all winning their leagues. It's been an absolutely fantastic year.
It has been. We're on the up.
We said we were going to talk about the playoffs. Now, we've actually recorded this on Saturday. The playoff semi-finals are on Sunday, so we don't know what the results are. Although when this comes out, you will know what the results are.
Yeah.
So we're gonna delve into the playoffs in a little bit more depth next week on the next episode, because we'll have a little chat about the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and the final, which will have been on by the time that we record that one. So that'll be.
So that's yeah.
So season in review. That is the episode. We have a lot to get through.
We do. It's a long season.
I think let's go right back to the start of the season. What were your expectations before a ball had even been kicked?
That lots of goals were going to be scored.
Okay.
We were going to get some more players signing up for Wrexham.
Yeah. What about performance-wise? What did you think was going to happen?
I thought that the team would have gelled a hell of a lot better.
Yeah. Because
they've been playing. The majority of the team had played for a whole season together.
Yeah.
So I thought they would and they did play exceptionally well. And also I had in the back of my mind we were going to get promoted this season.
Yeah. I think I definitely thought that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going on Dragon Chat, which I talk about every week, early on in the season. And I did tell everybody there that we were going to win the league and we would be 10 points clear by Christmas.
That didn't happen.
And I think we were going to win it with at least a month to spare at the end. None of which happened, but that was sort of my expectation.
Well, one thing happened. We did get promoted.
Yes. I just felt we were going to be way too strong for everybody. As it turned out, we were way too strong for a lot of people. There was just one little thorn in the side of that, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, where did they come from?
I know. Well, we'll get on to them shortly. But are you surprised? Because I remember you being really excited to go to that first game. Are you surprised how much it's gripped you?
Yeah.
Just football in general. Maybe not football. Are you surprised how Wrexham has gripped you?
Wrexham and also like, you know, football in general, because, you know, 2-3 years ago, we, you know, now and again, you know, Ryan put something on the TV, sport wise, and I just sort of roll my eyes 3 years ago and thought, oh my God, not another football program. But now I'm into it, and I love watching football, but especially obviously Wrexham, you know, they're my number one team. I don't have any other teams, so they're my one,
the only team,
my number one and only team.
I'm surprised.
Are you?
Yeah, really surprised.
Yeah.
Because of, no, I don't think you were ever anti-football.
No, I never was.
But
no.
you were just had no interest.
I would rather have gone shopping than watch the football.
So I am surprised.
Are you gutted that I'm into it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm encroaching on your man time.
No, I love it. The first game of the season was at home to Eastleigh.
It was.
So we had a debut for Mark Howard, who we'd signed from Carlisle.
Yep.
Didn't know loads about him. He'd won Player of the Season at Carlisle.
Yep. I think because of that, there was a lot of expectation for him.
There was, to be fair. Yeah. I think on the bench we had Dalby.
Yep.
We had Lee and Mendy, who'd all come in the summer as well. So, you know, they hoping to see a little bit of them. We went 1-0 down, though, in that game. So about 14 minutes in, Mark Howard made a little bit of a mistake. He sort of flapped it across and they scored. And it was one of them where you go, ooh, okay, we'll just keep an eye on this scenario and see what's going to happen here. But Mendy came off the bench, made his debut that day. Sam didn't. Elliot Lee did, though. By Jove, did he? Because he came off the bench. We were 1-0 down, still 70 minutes in, and he scored quite soon after coming off the bench. And then he scored the second, and we won that game. And I think for everybody, the weight of expectation was on us as a team, as a whole. And to be 1-0 down for 70 minutes of the first game of the season, everyone was sort of thinking, oh, this isn't going to be as easy as we thought it was going to be.
I think people expected us to literally win or draw every single game. I don't think they expected us to lose at all.
I was going to say then, I wasn't that naive to think that, but I was. But I say that. But I remember talking to people and using the Arsenal Invincibles. So the Arsenal went a whole season without losing a game back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I can't remember which one. And I was using that in the same sentence. So I was being that naive to think that maybe we might go a whole season without losing. So to have that, it was a little bit, but Elliot Lee saved the day. And we were on our way after that first one. Definitely. The next two after that, so we went away to Yeovil, who, as we now know, ended up getting relegated this season, and we drew 1-1 there. And then we lost our first game of the season away to Chesterfield, where we got absolutely dominated by Chesterfield. Yeah. They controlled the whole game. They looked a very good team, and so first 3 games, we'd won 1, drawn 1, lost 1. So we had 4 points from a possible 9. We were 16th in the table, although still very early in the season, 3 games in. You know, there's 40 odd games still to go. But were you worried at that point? No. Okay, explain.
Probably because I didn't. I mean, obviously I understood the points thing and all that kind of stuff, but I wasn't 100% up to scratch with what it actually meant. So I wasn't under any illusion that, you know, because we were 16th in the table that we still couldn't promote.
Yeah, I get you, yeah. I was a little bit worried, I think.
But that's because you have experienced.
Yeah, I genuinely, I was like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, and I think, do you know what? I don't think I think your dad said that the same as well. You know,
I think it was because Howard made another mistake in that Chesterfield game to give them. I don't know if it was their first or second goal. So in 3 games, he was the reason we'd conceded twice. Everyone started to get on his back a little bit, not very early, and I think we had bit worried about him early doors. Yeah, but more more so, I think it was a case of 4 points from 9 when everyone had this expectation of going, look, we will drop points. It's not going to be many. I don't think we were expecting to drop 5 points in the first 3 games. Yeah. We dropped more points than we had after 3 games. So it was a little bit worrying, I think.
I think being the goalkeeper is probably the hardest job on the pitch.
It's a disgusting job, I think, because
you've got to
be on it. Yeah, if you make a mistake anywhere else on the pitch, the likelihood is you'll probably get away with it.
You've got 10 other men to kind of pull you
out.
If
you make a mistake as a goalkeeper, I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's going to result in a goal. That's unfair. A horrible scenario to be. We then scored 20 goals in our next 5 games.
Yeah.
So it sort of was like,
okay.
We're okay. We won all 5, and it took us up to second behind Chesterfield. We had some really good results in there. We beat Dorking 5-0 away. We beat Dagenham and Redbridge 4-1 at home. We were playing well at that point. And I think it was after them 5 games when I went, we're all right here. We're going to do okay here.
Yeah.
At what point you said you thought we were going to get promoted right at the start? But was it sort of around this time when you sort of thought went, we are going to, or was it late? Did you not let yourself believe it until a bit later on?
I think secretly I believed it.
Yeah.
But I kind of didn't want to jinx it, so I don't think I shouted, from the rooftops about like, we're going to promote this season, because, if you didn't, you would have looked an absolute fool. So, secretly I was still, optimistic.
Yeah.
I say optimistic. I was like proper gunning for them to promote. I can't remember what the question was, but
no.
Yeah, I just think that, I don't think there was any particular point in the season where I thought we're not going to do this, or oh my god, we're going to do this. I think from day one I had it in my head, we're going to do this.
I had lots of periods where I sort of went, at the start I thought we're going to walk this, not walk it, but I thought this is going to be a good season, this is. And then after 3 games I was like, we're going to throw this away and we're going to end up either second or in the playoffs or something like that again.
Gonna bottle it.
Yeah. And then after them 5 games where we scored the 20 goals, I was like, oh no, we're going to win this. And then we played Southend, and then we drew 0-0. And I was like, there's some decent teams in this league. I'm not so sure it's going to be that easy. And then the game after that, it was Torquay at home, and we beat them 6-0.
Yeah.
And then I was back to,
we're going to do this.
We're all right. We're putting 4, 5, 6 past people. You're going to get the games where Southend away is a tricky game. It's always going to be a tricky game down there. So I was very much getting pulled from one side to another. I was pessimistic. I was optimistic. I was, it was like despair and it was joy. And I found that through the whole season, to be honest. I don't think I had a point.
Yeah.
I don't think I had a sustained period where I was like, we're going to win this. And I'm comfortable that we're going to win this.
See, do you think that is an old fan, new fan kind of mentality? Because I knew that we were going to do it. There was just no unwavering thing, or whatever the word is, anything that was going to stop me from thinking that. But obviously, you've been through all the peaks and troughs.
Yeah, I would say so, because not just a historical Wrexham fan. I would say just football in general.
Yeah.
I think I've talked about this before, where you have really only seen the good stuff, which
Well, I don't think not winning the season last season was a good thing.
Generally, it was a good season. Do you know what I mean? So you've generally seen the good stuff, playing well, winning games, and you haven't seen them necessarily crumble and throw things away. Although you could maybe argue, I suppose, last season we crumbled a little bit, but. Yeah, so maybe, and I think historically when you've watched football, and I've talked about this before, like I said, where, I've seen teams 3-0 up and lose games 4-3, and I think that's always in the back of your mind, not necessarily Wrexham, but just, how crazy football can be sometimes. So, and I think if we have this conversation in 10 years, you may well be as pessimistic as I am at times because of the things that you have witnessed happen
Maybe.
in the game, and even maybe to Wrexham.
I think that's why I quite like being a new fan, because I always remain positive, and I kind of try and instill that into you as well.
Yeah.
But then you're like, no.
No, I don't celebrate yet.
No.
Let's wait.
Yeah.
I'll celebrate when the final whistle goes, and I'm happy then.
And by God, did
I'll
we.
stop grinding my teeth then, and I'll take some paracetamol because I've got a headache, and then we'll get on with the day.
Yeah.
I touched on the Torquay game there where we won 6-0.
Yeah.
So that was the day. I'm sure you've heard us mention these people on the show before. We met a lovely couple, CJ and DJ,
Yeah.
who were from Montana. If you don't know the story, they were on their honeymoon. Obviously they're American. They were on their honeymoon in Portugal. They started listening to our podcast, watched a couple of episodes of Welcome to Wrexham. They were just entranced by the whole club.
As a lot of people were.
And they decided to cut their honeymoon short and come to Wrexham to watch a game.
And to meet us, of course.
And to meet us. We met up with them. They're amazing people. We still talk to them now.
It's like we've known, we've known them for years and years and years.
Amazing,
so lovely.
Amazing people.
Yeah.
The question, I suppose, is what's it been like? Because we only started this podcast at the start of the season.
Yeah.
What's it like? How do you feel about meeting all these nice new people?
Well, I don't. Yeah. Well, I'm a bit of a home bird, and I quite like the people that I know, and I don't like expanding my friendship circle.
No.
But
yeah,
I'm getting better. And when we met CJ and DJ, like I said, it was like they had been in our lives for years.
Yeah.
And not just them, people that have lived in Wrexham. We've probably walked past them in the street umpteen times, and they're coming over and they're like speaking to us, and they're like, "Oh my God, your podcast is really good. I love what you're doing." Da 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 da. And you're like, "Oh my God, we're actually having an impact on people that actually live in a town."
Yeah.
Which we've
met so many nice people.
We have.
We've met Elaine, Andy, Jasper.
Elaine will probably kill you for calling her out on the air, but
well, anyway, Roger that we met.
Yep.
Drew, who came over from Canada, and we met up with him. Tal, who came over from America.
Suzanne, who we met by accident because we met Tal.
From Germany. Yep. And we've met so many amazing people, and I love it, I do.
And we're actually, in September, we're meeting a couple of Canadians who are coming over.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting. So yeah,
it's great. And I love the whole international feel that we've got to the club now. I think it's so nice.
Yeah. But you'll get the people that moan.
Sure.
New fans. Where were you when things were bad?
We headed then into October. So it was your first away day experience.
It was.
So we went to Oldham.
We did. You didn't get a beer.
I didn't get a beer. It was horrible. We've talked about the ground and things like that, and it wasn't amazing. And we thought,
I think we've been spoilt by our ground. I think that's what it is.
Maybe. And then we thought, oh my God, these used to be in the Premier League. Can you imagine? And it was all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the game itself, we were awful, weren't we? Really, for most of the game, we were 1-0 down. An ex-player scored against us, which made it worse. And then Tozer equalised in the 85th minute.
Yep.
And then Mullin scored a penalty in the 96th minute. And it was just hysteria. What was your first away day experience? If I'm honest, I don't think you could have picked a better one.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love an away day.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Again, like I said, I'm a home bird. I like to be in my, in familiar surroundings. It causes me all kinds of anxiety going to different places. But I pushed myself out of my comfort zone. We went to Oldham, and I absolutely loved it. I loved being in the away end with everybody that you wouldn't usually sit by, being by the drum. I just absolutely loved it. And at the end, when obviously they kept us behind when all the Oldham fans were leaving, we were all singing. It was amazing. I keep saying that word. I'm really sorry, mother-in-law. I know I keep saying amazing, but there's no other word to describe it. It was just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, then. A couple of questions.
Okay.
What would you rather? Playing poorly all game?
Yeah.
and then scoring 2 really late goals to win it, or playing consistently well through the whole game and winning 3-0?
That is a really tough question.
Yeah.
For stress levels,
Yeah.
probably playing consistently and winning 3-0.
Boring though, isn't it?
Yeah. But for excitement and adrenaline and all that kind of stuff, I would say the late goals. But I'm still a bit like, I don't. Yeah.
That's me all over, because I would take playing poorly for 90 minutes and then scoring a couple of late goals and winning it because of the hysteria. Because when you look back at that game, you look back with rose-tinted glasses and you go, that was an amazing game, that was.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was awful
it was
for
terrible.
90 minutes. But when you think back, that core memory that created just paints that as the best day. Because it was.
Yeah.
And regardless of how poorly they played all the way through, we were really, really
We were
good.
poor, but yeah, it was amazing.
So we met Notts County after that for the first time. We lost 1-0. It left us top and Notts County second, but separated only by a point that day. Did you have any idea? So that was 13 games in that the season was going to be as close as it ended up being.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, what was the question? Sorry, I was just reading the notes there. And
Did you have any idea at that point? We were first and second,
Yep.
separated by a point.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea that that season was going to be that tight, the way that it was at the end? At that point, there was only 13 games in.
Yep.
Did you think, we're going to pull away? Or did you have a feeling it was going to be that tight?
I felt like it was going to be another Stockport.
What, and we were going to lose it?
And it was going to be like, back and two.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it would be as back and two as it actually was. I didn't think Langstaff, did he come in?
No. So Langstaff scored the winner in the.
I mean, did he start this season?
Yes.
So obviously they didn't have him last season.
No.
So I would think, looking at form from last season, thinking, do you know what? They're not going to be that great, because I didn't know anything about Langstaff.
They were pretty good. We lost there last season as well.
Yeah, but they finished
4th.
Yeah, it's not first or second, is it? So looking back at that, I thought maybe it will be a bit of back and forth, but I thought because you kept saying to me, we're going to be 10 points clear by Christmas. I thought,
know.
Yeah, we're going to, Ryan knows what he's talking about. Clearly, you don't know what you're talking about.
I knew we'd be good. Which we were. What I didn't anticipate is them being that good, I think.
I know. I don't think anybody did.
I mentioned Langstaff then. He scored the winner. We lost 1-0 away. He scored the winner. What am I going to say? Can you bring yourself to have admiration for sort of opposition players, or do you not? Because they're not Wrexham players, so I couldn't care less.
It depends.
Expand.
Langstaff, I think, has been pretty admirable in the way that he has, because obviously that Mullen and him have been compared quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I think
purely on goals though, not on the type of player.
No. But if you're I can't swear on this, but if you're a idiot, with it.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're going to say, and I know where you're going. I'm going to cut you off.
Okay.
Langstaff. My actual question. What do you think about?
What do I think of Langstaff?
Yeah.
Because of the way he's acted and carried himself throughout the season.
Yeah.
I think you'd be a fool to say he's a rubbish player.
Very good.
He's not a rubbish player. He's a good player, and give him his dues.
Yeah, fair play to him.
And the fact that he won top scorer of the season.
So for you, as long as a player conducts himself in the right way and they're professional, you can appreciate an opposing player.
Yeah,
is what you're saying. Yeah.
But the likes of Billy Sharp.
yeah.
Need I say more, guys?
Yeah. So we beat Barnet in that crazy game. Not long after that. That was the 7-5 game, so 12 goals in that. That was a bit of a weird one.
That was mental.
And then we moved into November, where we had 2 FA Cup games. So there's the first and second round of that.
Yeah.
So we went through the first and second round of that. Were you bothered at that point about the FA Cup?
Yes. Oh, do you mean, did I enjoy it?
No. Were you bothered about the FA Cup
No.
prior to them
No.
games, or even after them games?
I think I've been very vocal. I mean, I loved going to the games, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I was very vocal that I think that... Distraction. It was too much of a distraction. And if, God forbid, we hadn't promoted this season, I would have blamed
You'd have blamed the FA Cup.
Wouldn't have blamed it on Phil Parkinson or anything like that. I would have blamed it on the FA Trophy and FA Cup.
December was your second away day, wasn't it? We went to York.
And we stayed as well, which was
stayed
lovely.
Over. Comparing the two, so your first 2 away days, you had Oldham and you had York.
Yeah.
What did you make of the 2 days? I mean, I know we drew at York. Last minute goal. I mean, we scored quite late on. Tom O'Connor with that strange overhead kick thing that he did. They scored in the 92nd minute to equalise. It's quite deflating. As a match day experience, though, what was your, out of them two, what was the comparison for you?
I think, even though, it's a bit difficult, this one, but I think not because we won, but because of just the atmosphere.
Everything.
Everything. I think the Oldham game, would beat it.
I think for me, the Oldham game will live long into the memory. The York one, not so much. Not at all. Actually, never mind, not so much.
Can't remember what the thingy looks like, the stadium looks like.
Although, for a match day experience, I'm much... well, what am I trying to say?
Liked it.
I much preferred York. It's a newer stadium. It's not an amazing stadium. It's newer. It was easy to get a drink. Very important for me at games. Easy to get a drink. Easy to get food. It was all nice and clean. And to compare that to Oldham, your purists will go, nah, football's about their grounds and getting, and all that. But I as a match day experience, I enjoyed York. But it was very much ruined by Manny Duku's 92nd minute equaliser. Another game that Mark Howard got a bit of stick for as well, I think, from memory, which was, I personally think, wasn't very valid at the time. But yeah, it was another one of them, really, that it's the day. What you find with football is your weekend is made or ruined by football.
See, it doesn't do that for me.
It does for me.
Well,
I enjoyed the trip to York. I enjoyed staying over and all that, but I think it would have been better if we'd have won.
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah, of course it would.
Was it like flashbacks of Grimsby for you?
Losing games?
No, just last minute losing points.
Yeah. No one likes to lose points, do they?
No.
You always like to come out with at least 1 point.
Yeah. It was a decent rest of December, though, to be completely honest. And it culminated in a Boxing Day game against Solihull.
First Boxing Day game for me.
First Boxing Day game, we won 5-0.
Yeah.
What's your
Loved
feelings?
it.
Loved it.
Day. Yeah, can't wait for this Boxing Day.
Because I've gone to Boxing Day, obviously, for years.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, previously, if it was a season, you don't have a season ticket necessarily, but Boxing Day was the one that you always make sure that you go to, because it was always the biggest attendance.
People were happy.
Day, everyone was happy. It's Christmas. Everything. So
I liked it. I thought, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Well, we beat them twice in a week as well, because we went away to Solihull and we beat them there. But we ended the year second, 1 point behind Notts County.
Not 10 then.
Oh. What? No, we were
behind. Oh yeah, we were behind. Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I don't know how many times the lead in the table changed, but I think it's definitely in the teens.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
We'll have to have a look, because it'll be interesting to see what that was.
How did you think the second half of the season would go?
Well, I thought, because we were quite... because we play better in like the second half of games. So I thought
the second half of the season.
I thought second half of the season we'll be fine. We weren't playing bad.
We were there or thereabouts. We're only a point behind Notts County.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I genuinely thought Notts County would fall away.
Do you know what? I was going to say this. I think I kept saying it. It's like, no, Notts County are going to slip up soon. They've got to slip up soon. They're going to slip up soon, and they never bloody did.
I saw the way they played. I watched them play. They played a very high line. And when we played them away, only on a different day, we'd have scored a few balls over the top. They were so high. They weren't the quickest sort of centre halves. I thought you turn them around and you run in behind them, people get goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought as soon as people start analysing their games a little bit and knowing that balls over the top are going to trouble them, I thought they're going to fall away because people are going to find them out. And to be fair, we proved that when we played them the second time, balls in behind and over the top, they can't deal with.
Could have been too late though.
We proved that. So why other teams didn't exploit that, I've got no idea. Maybe I should become a manager. I don't know.
God.
We won all 4 league games in Jan.
Yeah.
But it was all about the FA Cup, wasn't it? January. Very much
Yeah.
so. We went to Coventry.
Which I enjoyed.
It was your first time in a big stadium.
It was.
It was a big
Well,
stadium.
I've been to the Etihad.
We have, but we watched Liam Gallagher.
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't really the
no,
same.
No football.
No.
Where did the Coventry game rank in the season for you?
I would say it was up there.
Top 5?
I would say top 5, yeah. Purely because of the experience, and it was just, again, the atmosphere was amazing.
Top 2 for me.
Yeah?
Top 2.
Mm.
I would definitely. I think it was more the disbelief when we just kept on scoring.
Because there was no expectation, I don't think.
I know. When we went 2-0 up, I was like, and then they pulled one back, and then I was like, all right, okay, championship team. They're in the playoffs. They're a great team. You know what I mean? I thought, yeah, well, yeah, all right, we've had our fun. 2-0 up, we had our fun. They've scored, and we scored again, and then we scored again, and I was like, and it was just full on dreamland. I think that for me, it was like, this is bonkers. And then we went on to win the game. Definitely top 2 game for me.
Yeah.
Top 3. Definitely top 3. Definitely.
Just because I said top 5 does not mean I don't mean 2.
Yeah, I know.
Could be 1.
Could be 1.
Yeah.
The 4th round against with Sheffield United.
Oh, God.
I remember us talking about this and going, as long as we don't disgrace ourselves and we have a go and then go out and then get on with the league, be happy with that. But when we at the point in that game when we were 3-2 up, all that went out the window, didn't it?
We're doing this.
We're
winning
this.
this.
We're going through it. We're going to win it.
Yeah.
But we obviously didn't, and they scored late on. It was an amazing game, and I think the reason it's not in my top 2, definitely top 5. It was a great game.
Yeah.
The reason it's not up there the same as the Coventry game is that it's just the fact that we didn't win. I think if we'd have won, it would have been right up there. But we didn't, unfortunately, and we went away to the replay.
Yes, again another away.
Yeah,
nightmare to get to Sheffield.
It was. We come close. We did. And I think they definitely did us proud. I'm not going to talk about Billy Sharp because I can't be asked, to be honest. And
you just swore.
It doesn't matter, does it? I just can't. No.
Why? No, we're not going to give him airtime.
No, definitely.
No.
I think February brought a very key moment in the season. One of a few, but I think it was definitely a key moment, and that was Aldershot away.
Mm-hmm.
So in that game, we were 2-1 up, we were 3-1 up, and then Aldershot came back to 3-3.
Yeah.
89th minute own goal by Jordan Tunnicliffe. Very unlucky. It was sort of unsighted. It hit him. Howard was going one way, he had to try and squirm back the other way. He couldn't get it. 3-3, and it was a disaster at that point to go to somewhere like Aldershot. And then obviously Sam Dalby popped up with a 96th minute winner for us. And I think that was very much a pivotal point in the season. Mm-hmm. Another one in February was Chesterfield coming to the racecourse.
Yeah.
And the expectation on that game was huge.
Yeah.
And I think we started so quickly and so well. And Elliot Lee scored in the first 10 minutes. We went 2-0 up before half time. And we just saw it through. And I think that, for me, was the point when I started to think, we're on.
We're going to do it.
It was one of the points when I thought, we're going to do
it.
But I thought we played excellently in that.
Excellently.
Dalby scored in that game as well, didn't he? And that was his 4th goal in February.
Yep.
How big a part do you think Sam Dalby played in the second half of the season?
Massive.
Yeah.
I think he's been great. I think he's been consistent. He always brings something different on the pitch when he comes on.
Yeah.
Whether he's starting or whether he's coming on later on in the
Yes.
game. Yeah, I just think he's. I think Dalbs is a great player.
You like Dalby?
I do like Dalby. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that is? Why do you think you like him? In the sense of
because he's fit.
No.
He's not.
No.
Oh no. Yeah.
Do you think it's? I don't know how to put this. Do you think it's the fact that he's... Do you get caught up in the romanticism of it, in the sense of he's a young player, he's trying to break into the team, and then when he comes on and he does something, you sort of fall in love with the story of it? Or do you genuinely look at him as a good player, or do you think there's a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I do. I can.
Like the underdog story in a way.
Yeah.
Even though he's not an underdog,
no, he's not.
He's a player that's sitting on the bench a lot of the time, and when he comes on and he does something, it's very much a case of going, "Go on, lad.
Yeah.
Get in there, lad."
I think it's a bit of both. I'm not stupid enough to think that he's not a good player, because he clearly is.
Yes.
So yeah, a bit of both.
March. We're into March already. We're rocketing through.
March.
It didn't start great.
No.
March didn't.
No.
It was a draw away to Maidenhead. And that was a 90th minute mistake by Mark Howard. Again, yeah. I didn't want to say the A word, if I'm perfectly honest, but people have got on his back.
Which
and
is wrong.
It is wrong. But it was a mistake, and it resulted in him getting dropped,
benched.
Yes. So after that, Leighton came back in, didn't he? Because Leighton had played in the Sheffield United replay,
which was lovely to see. Yeah,
it was great to see him come back. We knew he was fit.
Yeah.
After the Maidenhead game, obviously Leighton came back in. Do you think that was the right call? We talked about Mendy the other week. Sorry, I asked you a question, then carried on talking. We talked about Mendy the other week.
Yep.
Who had a shocker against Halifax.
Yep.
Absolute shocker. And then we talked about, what do you do with him?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sit him down and go, look, I know you're good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there and show me that you're good enough. And that's what Phil did, right? The other option was to just stick him on the bench, bring Fads back, and then do that. But he chose to go, you are good enough to do this.
Show me.
Why didn't he do that with Howard?
How do we know that he didn't?
Well, no.
Well,
the reason we know he didn't
is
because the very next game Leighton was playing.
Yes, but he's made mistakes before. So how do you know that when he made his second mistake?
What, his second mistake?
Shut up, I'm talking. When he made his second mistake, you don't know that Phil Parkinson didn't sit down with him and said, I know you're good enough, same as he did with Mendy, go and show me. And then he cocked up again and he's like, no, we'll bring Leighton back. You don't know, do you? Because you don't know everything that goes on behind the changing room door.
It was an interesting one though, because we felt that he'd made the right call with Mendy when he did that after the Halifax game.
Definitely.
Was this the right call though?
I don't know.
To drop him?
I don't know, because he hasn't played that much, has he, since?
100% it was the right call.
Yeah?
It was. I wanted you to say it, but it was 100% the right call.
I don't know, to be honest. I can't.
That was also, I don't know if you know this, that was Luke Young's last start of the season. He didn't start another game after the Maidenhead game.
Makes me sad.
Yeah, I know.
Because he didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, Lukey boy.
No. A question. We'll talk about this a little bit more next week. Okay?
Okay!
Is he good enough?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, that's a quick answer. I like that. Next question is does he get in that team next season?
Yes.
Over?
I don't know.
I think you're wrong. I do think you're wrong. I don't think he gets in that team with the players we've got.
I don't want to talk about it.
We'll talk about it next week.
It hurts my heart.
We'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
I'm not sure he does though.
So heartless.
It was also Ryan Barnett's debut for the club.
Love Barnett.
But okay, that's my question. What do you think of him?
Well, I like him. I think he's good. He's proved again. He's come in, gelled well with the rest of the guys. I just think he's a really good player. I love his little feet thing that he does.
Yeah, I would argue since he came in, I think you struggle to find a better player than him.
He's pretty damn good.
I think you can argue for lots of players. I think he's been, since he started that game, he's pretty much played every game.
Yep.
I think he's been fantastic.
Yep, I agree.
And I think he has definitely...
Old Barney.
I think he's definitely helped the push.
Yeah.
And I think he's definitely helped us win the league. And I think he's a fantastic signing.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see him grow as well as a player and just get better.
I don't want any of them. I'm telling you now, Premier League teams, managers, Championship managers, do not come for any of our players. They're staying with Wrexham because we've got it. No,
I think they probably would.
Yes.
Why would anyone want to leave at the moment? Really, they're going to
people are wanting to be signed for Wrexham.
I know, that's the thing. So we bounced back to beat Dagenham. We beat them 4-0 away. We beat Southend and then we beat Bromley away. The Bromley
Leighton
game
was injured.
The Bromley game on that pitch again, his nightmare pitch. He got injured again.
Wasn't it the third season that he got injured at Bromley?
I think so, yeah.
Second or third,
We're going to talk about Rob next week.
We don't have to play Bromley again.
No.
Well, we might have to.
We might have to. We're going to talk about Rob a little bit more next week because I've got a couple of points to bring up about Rob. There's a few players I want to discuss. Luke Young's one, Rob Langton's another, Aaron Hayden's one, and there's a few things I wanted to discuss. But we'll do that next week.
Yep.
So the return of the King,
Super Ben Foster in goal.
Yeah. His first
I like it.
This first game was the 3-0 win at home to York. Good clean sheet for him.
Yeah. Went a little bit downhill after that.
No, not necessarily, but I think he is. I think he's definitely one of the best signings we've made.
He's amazing. He's just like, he's 40 years old and he's just, well, he was 39 when he got signed, but he's just.
I think he's got 2 years left in him,
Do you know what? I think he if he doesn't sign for one, if he doesn't sign for two, he'll definitely sign for another season.
I think we've definitely got him for at least one.
Yeah.
I think he's got two in him, though.
Well, he keeps saying that. I think it was on not documentaries, footage of the parade, and he was like, people were shouting to him, "Sign up for one more season," and he was like,
two.
So I think that's him. He's either playing with us or he's already done a deal.
Do you think?
Done a deal? I think he's already done a deal.
So we moved into April, proper business end of the season. We swept aside Oldham 5-1.
Yep.
Mullin scored a hat-trick in that game. We headed to Halifax, I've written here, in
a buoyant mood. Yeah, we did.
What went wrong?
They just didn't. For me, I think.
Yeah.
A, they didn't bring it, but B, I think that they were not necessarily saving themselves.
Yeah.
But I think because they knew that the next game that they had, the following Monday.
Yeah, was Notts County.
It was really close between, the Halifax game and the Notts County game. I just think that they didn't want to exert themselves. I think they were going into it thinking, we're going to get at least a point here.
Yeah, but after that, we dropped to second on goal difference. We still had a game in hand. We went in. Did you think we'd blown it at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Genuinely, even though we had a game in hand?
It made me more nervous going into the Notts County game anyway.
It made it a massive game, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it was huge.
It was.
As it turned out, we had nothing to be worried about.
Super Ben Foster in goal.
Well, what was the emotion like for you at that game? We were 1-0 down, we were 2-1 up, and then they brought it back to 2-2, then it was 3-2, and then we had Ben Foster's penalty save. What was it?
Well, I remember saying that was one of my favourite games.
Yes.
And I just think it was, I don't know, I don't think it beats, I said that it beat Dover game.
Yeah.
But I don't think it does. Because obviously we spoke about it on, after we were doing the review of the Notts County game, and I kind of took a step back and thought, it wasn't an amazing game.
Yeah.
But emotion-wise,
Yeah.
it was fantastic.
Top 2 for me.
I think
Top 2 with
I
Coventry.
do. Are you talking about your top this season?
Yeah.
Right, it's number 1 for me. Oh
Yeah.
no, number 2 because the Bournemouth game was my number 1.
Well, really?
Well, yeah. Emotion-wise, it depends what you want. Sport-wise or emotion?
Depends what you want, doesn't it?
Emotion-wise, yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
We've had 3 key 96th-minute sort of events this season. Mullins' penalty at Oldham, 96th minute to win the game.
Yep.
Dalby, 96th minute Aldershot to win the game.
Yep.
Ben Foster's penalty save, 96th minute to win the game. And I think if you look back, they are the 3 moments that you can look back on and go, that's won us the league, them 3. Fight until the end.
I still don't like late goals.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. I'm really torn about that.
You talk about Bournemouth there. So that's when we obviously won the league. Mullin was amazing.
Everyone was amazing.
Pitch invasion. So you think that was your favourite game?
Yeah, because
I suppose it's weird, isn't it? Because the game itself was all right, but was it an amazing game? Well, it wasn't for me. It wasn't a Coventry game, or it wasn't a Notts County game.
No,
but I get what you're saying because you're looking at it as
a whole
for the day and what it meant and what happened.
Yeah, because it's something that I know obviously you have been on the pitch before.
Yeah.
Not just to play on it, but you.
Yeah. I've been on there before. Yeah.
Whereas I haven't. I've never experienced that before. I've never I know you haven't, but I've never experienced getting promoted or winning a championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing, it just made me.
I get that. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And
I haven't experienced winning a league before.
No, I know.
Either. The last time we won a league was 1978. I was only born in 81.
Yeah, but you've been a supporter of Wrexham long enough.
Yeah,
to
I've been on the pitch when we've been promoted.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas I haven't, and the whole pitch invasion thing.
It's fun, wasn't it?
Oh. And me, Alfie, and your dad were on the beginning of I didn't see you.
I was there. I'll show you.
You'll have to show me.
So the Hollywood or Bust documentary that was on BBC Wales the other night, you can see very much Shan, very much our son, and my dad, and I'm in the background.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, shut up now. Couple of quick questions for you. Player of the season.
I'm gonna say.
What was that?
I don't know. I forgot that I'm on screen. I'm going to say Sam Dalby, for me.
Really? Odd one, that.
I don't want to say Paul Mullen because...
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's very hard to look past Elliot Lee and everything that he's done, and he's certainly improved from the start of the season. Although...
Mullen.
I think I'd have to say Paul Mullen.
Sam Dalby for me.
We're not winning that. We're not winning that without him. We're not. We're just not.
Okay.
If you swap Mullen out for Dalby, we're not winning the league. Goal of the season.
The goal of the season for me, was Mendy's goal
against Notts County.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Absolutely.
I said this to you before. I think that the commentary that you get during a game, can make a goal seem better than it actually is. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm completely with you. It's not my goal of the season. I am with you.
Yeah.
Though, because they were much better goals than Mendy's, but I think when you couple that with the commentary, and you can hear in the commentary the ball hit in the back of the net, and there was just something about it.
Well, we were there.
Yeah, I know, but I watched it.
Yeah, obviously.
There was something I don't disagree. I do disagree with you because I've got a better goal.
But you can see where I'm coming from.
I can very much see where you're coming from.
So Mendy, my goal of the season. Yeah.
My goal of the season was Paul Mullin's first goal against Bournemouth, where he receives it wide out right. He had no right to get shot in, and with the way that he cut in, the importance of that goal as well to put us 2-1 up in a game. That to win it to win the league, and he stepped up at that moment and did something fantastic.
Yeah,
that for me was
I disagree, but yeah.
Moment of the season.
Pitch invasion.
The pitch invasion.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was the best feeling in the world. The
Yeah.
pain in my hip had gone
Yeah.
because I was jumping up and down. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Do you know what? Winning the moment of winning the league, that was fantastic. The Coventry game as a whole, as a moment, was fantastic. Do you know what my moment of the season was, though? I think it was Ben Foster's penalty save. I think that, to me, I don't think I'd felt emotion like that in a game. I climbed up on barriers and everything.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was just like, it was the moment for me. It was just the one moment that I went, this is ours.
I think I wet myself a little bit when he saved that penalty.
And I never felt excited. I've felt the joy and excitement of scoring late. I'd never felt that much excitement at a goal not being scored. It was just, it was unbelievable.
Because it was such a massive deal.
That's that for me. I think again, yours. Yeah, I get that. And it was a very special moment.
And to be with you and Alfie and my dad and my brother and you, it was,
For me, for the raw emotion that evoked, I think it was the penalty save for me. That was my moment of the season. Best player we faced this season, in your opinion?
I quite like and love you.
Did you? Yeah.
Love you. He was quite good. But I'm not even going to say Langstaff. Because
he did nothing against us, though, in the second game, really. So, yeah, I would agree. Although, as a player as a whole,
fantastic.
Right up there. For me, I think it was Victor Gyökeres, Coventry. I think he just looked a complete cut above.
Was he the really tall one?
He was the striker. He scored, and I thought he was outstanding. And Sander Berger for Sheffield United.
That's who I'm. Yeah,
they're two players who are obviously Premier League quality, so it's not, maybe it's a bit of a cheat to pick them, but I thought Victor Gyökeres was outstanding.
Well, I've gone for a National League player, so...
Well done to you. Are you now glad, before we do a quiz, are you now glad that we didn't go up last season because we got to witness something special this season?
100%.
Yeah.
So, I mentioned this on the last podcast, and when we spoke to... View from the Yale side. I said that there was a reason why we didn't win last season.
Yeah.
And being where we were on that Saturday against Boreham Wood, that's the reason why we didn't win.
Yeah.
And definitely glad that we didn't, because I don't think it would have been as special as it was this season.
No, it was. We've witnessed something amazing this season, and I think definitely 100%.
Yep.
Carry on getting in touch. If you want to get in touch with us, we're not reading any comments out this week, but we will fit them into next week. So
we're on Facebook. I'm going to do this. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and our email is methewifeandwrexhamafc@gmail.com.
Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. So it's a mental health peer support group. Weekly, they do a weekly Zoom call on a Thursday at 7 p.m. All the details are down in the description if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast, head over to Facebook on a Thursday and you'll find all the details.
On a Thursday.
Right, I need you to get your notes out for the quiz. You can write something down. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Question 1. Can you solve this Wrexham-related anagram? Oh. So I'll give you the whole length of the quiz to work it out. It is cheese.
Yeah.
Curator. Curator.
Curator.
Yeah, cheese curator. Okay, that's question 1.
Are you going to give me a clue as to what it is?
It's Wrexham related.
Oh, okay.
Before the season started, we played 4 friendlies.
Yep.
Nantwich away, Leganes and Notts Forest under-21s in Alicante. But who was the only pre-season friendly to be played at the racecourse against?
Man United?
Remember going to watch them play Man United, do you?
Oh, yeah. I know that was in Old Trafford, wasn't it?
No, it was at there. Well,
I can't remember.
Can't you?
No, who was it?
No. Macclesfield. Remember Robbie Savage was there?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. Question 3. Yes. Which National League team scored the most goals against Wrexham this season over the course of the full season?
I want to say Notts County.
Notts County? No, they scored 3 against us. Not very many, is it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Barn.
Huh?
I don't know.
What did you say?
Barnet.
Barnet, correct.
Oh.
They scored 5 against us in the 7-5.
Yep.
Didn't score away, but 5 was the most goals that anybody scored against us. Correct.
Boom.
Boom. Question 4. Our highest home attendance of the season was 10,161. Against who?
Notts County.
Incorrect. We only got 9,900.
Really?
Notts County, yes. I'll let you have one more crack at it.
Yeovil?
No, incorrect. It was York City. It was Ben Foster's debut. Question 5. How many players in the current squad were in the first team squad when Ryan and Rob took over? So that's not including academy players, like Jake Bickerstaff, because he got into the first team squad as such in 2021, and there's a few others, but not academy players, first team players at the time. How many is the question? You don't need to name them.
5.
Oh, you're very close. It's 4. Reece Johnson, Rob Langton, Jordan Davis, and Luke Young. What was the first game at the racecourse following the demolition of the Cop? That's a good question, isn't it?
No, because I don't know the answer.
Just try and work it out in the sense of when.
Okay, I'll try and work it out.
No, but I'm just saying when you know roughly when it was demolished. Try and think of the games that were on around that.
Yeovil, I can't remember.
Yeovil was only last
I
week.
know, but I can't. It's just so stressful. Chesterfield.
No, it was Sheffield United in January.
Oh my god.
You're doing awful.
I know, it's because I'm concentrating on this cheese curator.
Should have given it you at the end.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just, you don't worry too much about that. There was one National League team we scored a total of 10 goals against this season. Who was it?
Barnet.
No, because we 7-5 and we drew 0-0 away. That's 7, isn't it? It's a bit of a cheat, this one, because we played them 3 times.
Oldham.
Correct. So we beat them 5-1, 3-0 and 2-1. We beat them 3-0 in the FA Cup. Next question. 2 teams were relegated as a direct result of games they played against Wrexham this season. Who were they?
Torquay.
Yes.
Yeovil.
Correct. 5 players made over 50 appearances for Wrexham in all competitions this season. Ben Tozer, Paul Mullin, Ollie Palmer and Elliot Lee are 4 of them, but who is the 5th?
Over 50?
Over 50 appearances, yeah. Appearances means it could be coming off the bench, it could be starting. You appeared in a game. Basically, that's what appearance is.
Sam Dalby. Have you mentioned Sam Dalby?
No.
Sam Dalby.
Incorrect. It's James Jones. I think Dalby was 34 appearances. And the last question. I haven't counted up your answers because I think you were...
It's diabolical.
Yeah. Wrexham will play 3 friendlies in the USA in July against Man United, Chelsea and who?
LA Galaxy 2.
Very, very well done. You got that one. Have you got the anagram?
No.
Cheese curator.
No, because I don't even know. If I knew if I was looking for a player, I'd be able to... Cheese curators, Wrexham related.
I'm going to have to give it, I'm going to have to time you out. You've had a long time.
What is it?
It's the racecourse.
Ah!
So, the racecourse is an anagram of cheese curator.
Well done.
So we've enjoyed that, trying to review. Sorry if you felt it was a little bit rushed or we didn't talk about certain things. We tried, our podcasts are always an hour. So we like to try and keep it to an hour. We'd like to think it's easily digestible.
Yeah.
Whether it is, I don't know. But we've enjoyed doing that. Get in touch again this week. We're going to start doing our fan forums moving forward. We've got lots planned over the summer. So stick with us and we will be your guide through everything Wrexham. And
don't forget to like and subscribe if you don't already subscribe over on our YouTube channel.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.